the realignment of the Kano State border, Birnin Kudu Bauchi State border road. The second project approved is the reconstruction of a substandard bridge at Pada Road in Kogi State. The third project is the construction of the Kayama Kishi Road in Oyo Kwara States. The last but not the least is the reconstruction of a substandard bridge along Ihiu, Damkuri, Vandekia General Hospital Junction, Ogoja Road in Benue/Cross River States.
My ministry, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, on behalf of the National Sugar Development Council, for the construction of a new corporate headquarters here in Abuja, in favor of Messrs. Vita Construction Limited, in the sum of 5,756,833,616 naira and 93 kobo, with a completion period of 24 months.
They are intended to advance the fight against corruption both locally and internationally to the next level. The first item, which has to do with a memo which seeks for the approval of the Council for the repeal of the Code of Conduct Bureau and Code of Conduct Tribunal. So fundamentally, that bill is intended to consider it from the points of expansion of the powers, from the points of increase in composition of the tribunal, and then from the points of expanding the scope of punishment that could be meted, all out of desire to take the fight against corruption to the next level.
Federal Executive Council meeting was presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami says Nigeria is advancing the fight against corruption, both locally and internationally. Abubakar Malami, in one of the two items presented to the Federal Executive Council for consideration, says Nigeria sponsored an international resolution relating to assets recovery, among others, which now places the country on high level in the fight against corruption. State House correspondent Jide Onifade again reports.
The intention of that resolution, as the minister says, is to see how best Nigeria can bring about international understanding relating to the recovery of assets by way of simplifying the process, create an international community understanding relating to the process of recovery of assets.
Even from the conclusion of the meeting, Nigeria has succeeded in developing a resolution relating to enhancing access to and use of beneficial ownership information to facilitate identification, recovery, and return of assets. As you rightly know, for example, the case of P&ID, even as at the time Nigeria ran into trouble with the case of P&ID and we had against us an award of over $10 billion against the Nigerian state, those that were behind it were hidden. They were not identified at all. So it took us a lot of trouble internationally and locally to identify the beneficial owners of fee and ID. So with that in mind, Nigeria has now developed an international resolution of beneficial ownership register that whoever is investing in Nigeria as a company and internationally should have full disclosure of his identity.
In essence, Minister Abubakar Malami explains is that Nigeria has indeed taken its fight against corruption not only locally but indeed internationally by way of ensuring that adequate infrastructure, both legal, legislative and otherwise, are put in place for the purpose of facilitating the tracing and recovery of assets.
The international communities appreciated Nigeria's efforts in the fight against corruption, where Nigeria has also been highly rated as a leader in Africa in areas of developing structures for recovery, repatriation, and disposal of proceeds of crime, among others.
In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
There seems to be end in sight over epileptic power supply in the country, as federal government says gas supply has been restored to generating plants. Chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Sanusi Garba, says the recent cases of grid collapse which disrupted electricity supply have also been investigated to forestall future occurrences. Joshua Jito has that.
From 5,300 megawatts to 4,350 megawatts within 5 months, culminating to multiple grid collapses recently. That is the sad story of the Nigeria electricity supply industry as consumers groan over poor supply. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu summons emergency meeting of all industry players to get to the root causes of the challenges and restore supply across the country. Less than 48 hours after the meeting, the gains are manifesting as gas supply, identified to be one of the major causes for low generation, is being addressed, while relevant security agencies have been mandated to tackle pipelines vandalization.
Gas supply is being restored to the Opai plant. We also have the Niger Delta power plants. Most of them are affected of gas shortages because they haven't contracted officially for gas. Now, the discussion we have had in the last 24 hours has been for the Nigerian gas marketing company to now contract for gas for those plants so that they can also ramp up so that we not only restore our generation capacity, but also to exceed what we've been doing.
Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu in a statement assures that the national grid has been restored as the minister solicits support from all industry players to improve and stabilize electricity supply across the country. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
In January 2022, the Central Bank of Nigeria, in a bid to stop indiscriminate deductions for transactions, issued guidelines on charges. Despite these provisions, it is alleged that most banks in Nigeria engage in excess charges. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that House of Representatives has resolved to look into the allegation.
Solution is equal to a motion from Sergio Sugun, who alleged that deposit money banks deduct outrageous amounts on transactions carried out by customers as charges that are not statutory.
In the guise of bank charges with different descriptions, the deductions are already covered by the CBN-approved monthly account maintenance fee.
This retinue of charges, current account maintenance fee, electronic transfer fund, card maintenance, credit card charges, debit card charges, issuance of statement accounts, merchant service loans, that's even when people are being paid salaries.
House Committee on Banking and Currency was mandated to investigate the motion from Emeka Martins asking for automatic employment for graduates with first class was adopted after intense debate.
An institution does not just issue you a first class. They go through rigorous process before you are awarded a first class degree.
Pass this motion by way of a resolution so that we will send out the right messages.
If you are talking about skill, technology, you must allow voice of reasoning and force of wisdom to prevail in this circumstance.
Bureaucracies are reactionary. They don't appreciate intellect. Yes, we encourage academic performance. We would encourage good excellence in record. But again, examination, they say, is not the best test of knowledge.
Maybe this should come by way of law so that we can streamline it. And areas of concern we can address.
Also adopted was the motion from Sada Soli appealing for the reinstatement of security personnel in areas of GBA local government of Katsina State due to security threats.
After the abrupt withdrawal of the personnel from Shimpiɗa, the people had to trek for nearly 30 kilometers to find safety. In the course of fleeing for safety, about 10 people died from exhaustion.
8 bills passed first reading, including the bill seeking the establishment of Federal Medical Center, ISA, in Sokoto State, sponsored by Mohammed Bargaja, while the bill to establish Federal Orthopedic Hospital Azari in Hau local government area of Borno State, sponsored by Haruna Mishelia, was read the third time and passed. The bill to provide statutory regulations on peacekeeping operations by Nigerian security personnel, sponsored by Olule Oke, was among the three that passed second reading.
Nigeria, to date, has spent over $8 billion on peacekeeping operations. In the normal budgetary allocations, even this year, there are a certain amount of money we have allocated for peace operations.
At the Committee of the Whole, 4 bills seeking establishment of health institutions were considered and approved from the National Assembly. Lami Ali, NTA News.
And for those who have been worried that after 42 years of existence, Nigeria's first and only television college, the NTA College, just does not have a legal backing. The story coming from the National Assembly will gladden your hearts. The gist is that the Senate is now considering a bill that seeks to give the college legal backing. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Sumpo reports.
The NTA Television College, JOS, has produced more than 30,000 media professionals for both public and private organizations in Nigeria. It all started in 1980 when the need for a crop of manpower for the Nigerian Television Authority necessitated the establishment of the college. But the institution, which has grown in scope and quality, has been operating without a legal backing. A bill to that effect, sponsored by Senator Stephanus Gyang, has passed second reading.
A fundamental function and objectives of the college include: 1, to undertake the training of broadcasters, engineers, technologists, journalists, content producers, information and communication technologists, broadcast and communication managers in Nigeria,
so as to make this college viable and more profitable. That most of the journalists, the professionals that are trained from this college are in the leadership of the Nigerian Television Authority.
There is no controversy about this one. The institution is so good and so reputable.
The Federal College of Agriculture, Obot Akwa Ibom State Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Christopher Ebeyong. The Federal Polytechnic Dange Sokoto State Establishment Bill by Senator Ibrahim Abdullahi Dambaba. Senator Patrick Akinyelure's bill on the National Agency for Ethics, Values and Integrity Compliance Establishment Bill. The Federal School of Nursing and Midwifery, Ibago Izi Establishment Bill by Senator Sam Egu, also passed second reading.
And promote scholarship and conduct research in restricted fields of learning and human endeavor.
The needed health professionals are not adequately produced, leading to crisis in our educational and health sectors.
The Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Bill, sponsored by Senator Suleiman Abdul Kwari, passed third reading. Senator Bima Inagi called on the federal government to deploy more security personnel to Niger South Senatorial District to check the increasing activities of bandits.
Enactment of this bill will also resolve the institutional issues regarding establishment of the Special Control Unit against money laundering, SCUMO.
This is, again, one major contribution by the Senate for the fight against corruption by this administration.
Federal government to immediately intervene through the provision of relief and rehabilitation materials to the victims in the affected communities.
5 bills were passed for first reading. These include the Criminal Injuries Compensation Bill, sponsored by Senator Jibrin Barau, and the Institute for Peace and Humanitarian Studies by Senator Beta Piafi. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The process of agenda setting by the All Progressives Congress, APC, has again led to a meeting between the national leader of the party, Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the National Assembly caucus of the APC. Deliberations are expected to strengthen unity and democratic principles within the party. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
This is a senator's platform to share ideas on the implementation of the All Progressives Congress ideals. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who shared some of his political battles with the senators, promised to ensure that APC, as the national political party, continues to accommodate the interest of all Nigerians.
As long as this merger is successful, I have a prospect, I have a future, I have an opportunity to excel.
Your Excellency, this political party needs the kind of commitment that the members of the National Assembly of APC extraction have shown across the country.
While at the House of Representatives, leader Asiwaju Bola Tinubu spoke on the advantages of the country's unity in diversity, appreciating the President Muhammad Buhari administration promised to work hard for the 2023 to be another year of the APC's victory. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee and governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni, has cancelled a purported emergency meeting of the party's National Executive Committee scheduled for Thursday, March 17. The cancellation is contained in a statement by the National Secretary of the committee, John James Akpan Udoidehe. And we head to Yola now. As the world continues to agitate for more involvement of women in politics and governance to strengthen gender equality, the senator representing Adamawa Central at the National Assembly, Aishatul Ahiru Ahmed Binani, has declared her intention to contest for governorship position in Adamawa State come 2023. Nafisat Abdul Hamid Dembos reported that her declaration was witnessed by APC party supporters and other loyalists who described her as the right person to occupy the position, going by her track records.
She is well known for her philanthropic activities. She is a politician with difference. She joined politics more than a decade ago. Her track record speaks volume on her readiness to serve humanity. She did well when she was at the lower chamber of the National Assembly. As a senator, her representation has reached the nooks and crannies of Adamawa State, not only the constituency she is representing. It is in the light of this, many called on her to contest for the position of governor of Adamawa State. Binani answered and declared. To those in attendance, the journey is not for the senator alone, but for all, and promised to support Binani going by her track records.
She has the determination, the capacity, and the ability to do whatever she says she can do. So I don't think we're going to support her because she's a woman, but we're going to support her because she's capable.
As women in this state, we have no reason whatsoever not to support her. When we're talking of breaking the bias, supporting women, standing up for women, this is the right time we should do that.
By her declaration, this is for the first time in Adamawa State, a woman is contesting for the position of governor at a time the whole world is agitating for more women involvement in politics and governance in Yola. Nafisatu Abdulhamid Dembos, NTA News.
President Muhammad Buhari felicitates with founder, President of a Kingsway International Christian Center, Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, on his 70th birthday, March 17, 2022. In a statement, President Buhari rejoices with Pastor Matthew and his wife, Yemisi, the congregation and church leaders who to celebrate with the clergyman, publisher and philanthropist on the milestone for their dedication to bringing meaning and value to many lives through preaching and teaching of the gospel, demonstrating the love of Christ by investigating the economic empowerment of brethren and sponsoring some to gain sound education. President Buhari affirms that Pastor Ashimolowo's influence and relevance stretch beyond the pulpit. He prays for the well-being of the founder of KICC and his family. We are at that point where we have to take our first breather. But if I were you, I would simply stay tuned on News Extra because lined up in our next segment are stories that are bound to strike a chord in you one way or the other. We have health and safety in various dimensions. And guess what? A gentleman gets recognized for his strong crusade against rape, where others are being shamed and persecuted for. Join us again.
My son, calm down now. It sounds like I'm robber.
My uncle no go by. Uncle, meet Andy. He has come to ask for my hand in marriage.
Good morning and good afternoon, sir. What about good night? Have you seen a movie? What nonsense. Son, you are in control. No, sir. It's my parents in the village. I'm doing a video call since they can't be here.
Glow Bracketed Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
The Chairman, Governing Council of the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, Hyperdeck, Honorable Barrister Joseph Tafa Itia, invites the public to the grand flag of the Hyperdeck Youth Transformation Program, targeting 5,000 youth across the 6 Hyperdeck states on vocational skills, under the chairmanship of Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Sani Bello, Governor of Niger State. Special guest of honor, Mr. Boss Gida Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Special guests, Honorable Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Diary, Honorable Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Honorable Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Alhaji Haya Abubakar CFR Edson Ufe, Chairman, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers. Date on the 17th of March 2022. Venue at the Justice Idris Lebo Putugi International Conference Center. Time 11 a.m. prompt. Abubakar Sadiq Elwa, Managing Director, Hyperdeck, announcer.
Enjoy the reward that sharing brings with the Airtel Family Plan. Get bonus talk time, SMS, and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 Naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 Naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
On behalf of the Governing Council, Senate, Management and staff of the National Open University of Nigeria, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters, announces the 11th convocation ceremony of the university coming up on Friday and Saturday, 25th and 26th March 2022 in Abuja and the 36 states of the Federation. The ceremony will feature a convocation lecture to be delivered by Professor Sita Ogbu, OON of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Date, Friday, 25th March 2022 at the Convocation Arena, now headquarters, Jabi. At the Convention Arena, now headquarters Abuja, by 10 a.m. To the convocation ground is limited to all first-class graduates, award winners, masters and PhD graduates, while other graduates are to proceed to the study center in their state capital for the ceremony. Felix Edoka, Registrar, Announcer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Musabaka Foundation for Quranic Recitation in Nigeria Center for Islamic Studies, Usman Udanfodio University, Sokoto, in collaboration with Bauchi State Government, wish to invite the public to the 36th National Quranic Recitation Competition scheduled to take place in Bauchi State from 15th to 23rd Sha'ban 1443 after Hijrah, equivalent with 18th to 26th March 2022. Special guest of honor is Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chief Host, His Excellency Bala Abdul Kadri Mohammed CON, Kauram Bauchi, the Executive Governor of Bauchi State. Royal Guest of Honor, His Eminence Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III, the Sultan of Sokoto. The opening ceremony will be held at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium, Bauchi by 10 a.m. Announcer, Kadi Abdullah Yakubu Marafa, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Great to have you back on News Extra. Here's a reminder that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page, NTA Network News, and Instagram, NTA Network, for updates. First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, says she will continue to use the available resources within her disposal to explore every opportunity for meaningful contributions towards promoting the lives of women, youths and children in Nigeria. The First Lady stated this in an interview shortly after visiting Future Assured Pavilion of the ongoing 18th Dubai International Humanitarian and Development Conference, an exhibition tagged Jihad 2022. State House correspondent Ali Kabir reports.
The humanitarian, governmental and non-governmental organizations from across the globe, Future Assured under the Aisha Buhari Foundation, is occupying about 9 square meter pavilion at the ongoing Dubai International Humanitarian and Development Conference and Exhibition, the largest convergence of stakeholders in the humanitarian work the world over. The First Lady was conducted around various pavilions, starting with Future Assured, where programs and activities of the Aisha Buhari Foundation were exhibited and showcased, both electronic and hard copies for the world to see, in order to explore areas of mutual interest and partnerships to strengthen her effort towards securing a better future of women, youth and children. The First Lady also visited other pavilions such as Emirates Red Crescent of Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Global Initiatives, International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, and many more, all in a bid to secure more partnerships and collaborations for the benefit of the Nigerian women, youth and children, especially in the areas of reproductive health, girl-child education and empowerment.
Jihad has given us an opportunity for all the humanitarian organizations to come together, consolidate, and also share ideas, experiences, challenges, and also know how to move forward.
Participants who visited the Future Assured stand from across the globe are strategizing to engage in partnerships to explore areas of common interest.
This conference is extremely important. It is timely with all the stuff that is going on in the world. It focuses on SDG 17, which is about partnership and global development, which really aligns with the focus of the Aisha Buhari Foundation, promoting education, development, maternal health.
We also do humanitarian work, so that's why we are here, to increase our visibility.
And we are going to meet development partners that they will rub minds, share ideas, and perhaps even extend hands in partnership.
It is expected that the conference will open other windows of opportunity for realization of the full potentials of women and youth, which the First Lady described as a massive progress towards improving the quality of life of Nigerians. In Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
There is actually no waste from nature, as even natural plants serve specific purposes. No wonder the herbal market is awash with several herbal concoctions believed to treat ailments ranging from cancers, prostate issues, infertility, to even common colds and immunity boosting. These and all are of concern, as public health could be threatened. Elizabeth Omori was at the Nigerian National Medicine Development Agency's Day at the ongoing Science, Technology and Innovation Expo to find out what practitioners are doing to regulate production and test for efficacy.
Medicine has been in usage for the treatment of numerous ailments for centuries. China, India, Romania, Nigeria, and many other countries are still harnessing the potential of nature for healing. Herbal remedy is the oldest form of healthcare which has stood the test of time. Toxicity and efficacy are still challenges hampering its market in Nigeria. That is why the presence of the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency at this year's Science and Technology Expo is expedient. The agency, of course, came with an array of what it says is tested and confirmed natural solutions to some health issues.
The valuation of natural medicines are an important economic field for investment and economic participation by all players.
We've done a lot of work in this area, from product development to documentation of both medicinal plants and the knowledge to education and training.
I think it is time we bring together stakeholders, especially in the aspect of natural medicine.
A growing concern amongst the male gender in Africa is prostate, with many resorting to herbal medicines for solutions. The question is, how efficient?
There's a traditional way of diagnosis to see that this is the symptoms of prostate cancer. Then we now started applying the treatment.
From the results that we have, it has shown some potentials.
Domestication of laws to back up the potency of herbal medicines, practitioners believe, is a good step to complementing orthodox medicine for all-round improvement in the health sector.
Since safety is a major concern in the usage of herbal products, it is imperative that relevant authorities regulate public consumption of herbal medicines. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Maintaining standards in products used in the country remains key to the economic diversification of the federal government. Speaking in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State at a strategic leadership retreat by the Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON), Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Mariam Yalwaji Katagum, insists that the nation looks up to SON to ensure products manufactured in the country or imported meet best standards. Clement Berikui reports.
In this hall are key members of management of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, with a focus to reappraise their performances last year while strategically mapping out ways of checking infiltration of substandard and adulterated products in the country. Though daunting as it may seem, with greater attention to standard implementation and enforcement, the Standard Organization of Nigeria is being tasked to record more breakthroughs.
A lot is happening within SON and its partner agencies. We need to reinforce what has been achieved, because with AFCFTA, Nigeria cannot afford to be a dumping ground.
For the Standards Organization of Nigeria, some recent strategic changes in the organization will further boost its effort to ensure Nigerians move away from being consumers of imported products to exporters of quality goods.
We're going to look inside to see how we can improve our work, how to make sure people are sensitized to the things we are advocating and making sure that they know what SON is doing.
Enhancing public awareness of the role and importance of SON in the economic development of Nigeria was the theme of the retreat. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Wells and boreholes are good sources of water for both human consumption and domestic use. When these sources of water are contaminated, they become hazardous to humans. So what could make good sources of water become hazardous? John Nyaku in this report takes a look at man's activities and pattern of his settlements that are likely to make water unhealthy for consumption.
The ever-growing world population has put pressure on the available lands across the globe. This has made people to grab every available land for settlement. It could be in flood-prone areas, hilltops, or even slopey sides of hills. In every human settlement, water supply is a necessity, just as human feces cannot be wished away. In the absence of central water treatment plant, individuals devise their own means
our major source of water for now, well water and a borehole.
This also applies where there is no central sewage treatment plant, leading to the construction of pit latrines and septic tanks for human waste. All this goes into the soil where humans source potable water. Experts say if this is not properly carried out, it may cause water pollution.
Groundwater flows, even surface water flows from upstream to downstream. So whatsoever waste you discharge into the water line, it will go to the downstream. And if those at the downstream are ignorant of this, they will just be drinking the water.
This is where people are worried that leaking septic tanks or latrines up here may pose danger to wells and boreholes at the lower end of the hill. What is the right thing to do when sinking boreholes, wells, and constructing septic tanks up or down hills?
There should be a distance of about 30 meters in between a well and the soakaway. But we will find out that to get 30-meter distance in the suburb will always be difficult because of the entire plot of land allocated to an individual is small, and within that plot of land, the individual would like to have a water supply system, would like to have sewage, septic tanks.
How is this being regulated by the relevant agencies?
As we speak today, the legislation is weak, so we are calling on the National Assembly to expedite action on repealing and having a national public health law.
As we await the repeal of the necessary laws to make sanitation more effective, it is also important to educate people in the suburban areas on the best practices of siting their sewage tanks, boreholes, and wells. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
Sure, it is important, John. Life, everyone knows, has no duplicate, but many road users who violate speed limits and night driving rules constitute the biggest challenge, as an average of 90 deaths are recorded per week from night journeys. The Federal Road Safety Corps made this known at the March edition of Lunchtime Seminar organized by the Bureau of Public Service Reforms. Adebola Buxlin Sunday reports.
Human factors such as reckless driving, disobedience to traffic lights, short tempers and impatience on the parts of drivers have led to deaths or disability of many.
No millions can buy you a blood-running hand.
Ephraim Balarebe lost his left arm and limb when he was in the university when a reckless driver ran over the bike, carrying him to school.
I wrote to different places with my pictures. Up till now, I've never gotten anybody to help me.
He said he has made several attempts to meet the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Ali Pantami, with the hope of getting help to acquire artificial arm and limb that will cost about 8.5 million naira.
During the corona, he insisted on implementing this meeting on a Federal Executive Council Zoom meeting anywhere you are as a minister, and you are contributing.
We call some experts again.
The Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Boboye Oyeyemi, appealed to motorists on the need to comply with traffic regulations, as the Corps will continue to carry out education, enlightenment, and advocacy to help minimize traffic accidents.
I want to appeal to us to take it easy on these newly constructed roads. Life has no duplicate. Speed is our major problem today. 52% of the crashes were speed related. We record crashes at night. One crash, we give 17 deaths, 19, 14, 11.
We will encourage other agencies of government to do what road safety is doing, especially to be ambassadors and good outlets for actualizing the e-government master plan of federal government.
The seminar focused on the application of modern technology and digitization to reduce traffic accidents in Nigeria. Adebola Brooks Lane, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration is set to begin full implementation of the National Emergency Medical Services and Ambulance System, NEMSAS, in the territory. Secretary for Health and Human Services Secretariat, Dr. Abubakar Tafida, made this known while presenting a memo on the scheme to the FCT Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. Onaze Yakubu tells us all about it.
As part of the National Health Act 2014, the federal government approved for 5% of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund to be used for emergency medical and ambulance services. The NEMSAS program is to provide a pre-hospital care in the form of ambulance services to transport patients to hospitals at no immediate cost to the patient at the point of care.
The Federal Capital Territory Executive Committee has approved the immediate implementation of the pilot scheme in the FCT, and as well as granting us the permission to engage a total of 66 personnel for this pilot program. So essentially, it's a big plus for the health sector where a lot of delays would be narrowed and where life will be saved and disabilities are reduced maximally or even avoided.
Meanwhile, the appointment of Abdul Latif Bello as the new substantive director of the Directorate of Road Traffic Services was also announced at the FCT ESCO meeting. Until now, he was the acting director Department of Security Services of the FCTA. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Onaze, for that. Now, NTA's campaign on Stand Against Rape and Rapists is generating positive reactions from groups with similar objectives. This time, the Samaritan Love Foundation passed a vote of confidence on the Director General, Yakubu Ibu Mohammed, for being at the forefront in the campaign against the heinous act. Abdul Malik Hassan reports.
Nigerian Television Authority has been in the forefront campaigning against rape and rapists through its montage and other related programs to rid the country of the menace. Now, while this continues to be a forerunner, this civil society organization finds it worthy to recognize the brains behind it.
We are aware that rape is one of the most oldest crime in Nigeria and the world around us. And we need people to rise up and fight against the rape and rapists. We're proud of NTA as a network because they are the forerunners, fighters, and preaching against rape and rapists.
So the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, was presented with a plaque of honor and banner of love. The Executive Director Marketing, Abdul Hamid Dembos, stood in for the NTA DG.
Publicity that we have been carrying out on this issue. And this is one thing that we thought as a public broadcaster we should key in so that we bring to the, to the notice of the general public.
Much was laid on the table, and NTA welcomes the content of the partnership from the Samaritan Love Foundation, focusing essentially on humanitarian services. Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Abdul Malik. And when we return from this next break, the online phenomenon takes center stage from e-commerce to online tutorials and a peep into palm tree products and byproducts that should interest you. Please stay with us.
Healthy is about how you live, when and what you eat, and the things you do with your body. I ensure my family live healthy, eat healthy, and engage in healthy activities. There's this fantastic product that also helps me and my family stay healthy and purified. Yo-Yo Bitters. For over 2 decades, Yo-Yo Bitters has provided families with the right blend of herbal ingredients that ensures wholesome and toxin-free body system. Yo-Yo Bitters is an all-round family health product that helps your body system cope with the rigors of everyday life. It is not enough to just live. A healthy and active life is something every family should strive for and work towards. Yo-Yo Bitters is that companion that will support you in achieving a healthy and balanced life. Yo-Yo Bitters. Live healthy, feel lively, and stay purified.
They say the more you learn, the more you grow. With MTN's reliable internet and YouTube learning videos, there's no limit to what you can learn or how far you can grow. Get up to 3 hours of free streaming on YouTube when you buy data plans from MTN. Dial star 131 star 750 hash or download my MTN app to buy your preferred YouTube data plan.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Millions of Nigerians have received COVID-19 vaccine. I have taken my own. What about you? We have taken our own. What about you? I am strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We are strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go get, go and get your job. The hospitals, churches, and the mosques. Go and get your job. Health centers, hurry up now. Don't be late. Go and get your job. Bye-bye, Corona. Bye-bye, Corona. This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, NPHCDA.
Oh boy.
You know, I know you're making up the truth. Why can't I go before I lose my cool? I know you even passed the difficult.
Introducing an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira and get up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband bar.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
What a lovely couple.
Thank you very much, ma.
How can I help you?
My madam here wants us to change our mattress. She says it is too firm.
It is, very uncomfortable.
But I like the mattress.
You're always complaining of backache. I'm not even going to mess with you.
No.
Don't worry. I have the right mocha for you. Come with me. Mondio Plus. It's a spring mattress with a comfort layer. It is made with superior Bunnell technology, which ensures the spring core doesn't poke through. You will both enjoy it.
Hey, babe. But you're still going to massage my back here?
Not low. GoTV price don't go down low for inside Max for Less promo. They go summer you with GoTV decoder, GoTenna, plus 1 month max subscription. Package will be 9,500 naira before. They don't slash them to 6,500 naira. See discount. Make yourself enjoy football for inside your house. Cross leg what African Magic come play Niger, telenovela, Nigerian Idol, and Bunga drama. Yourself is save big with Max for Less promo and enjoy correct entertainment for only 6,500 naira. So make you hurry. Visit GoTV store today. This offer not be forever. GoTV. Love it.
Great to have you back on News Extra. It's now time for us to talk business, and we have Benny Adams on Business Desk. So Benny, it's over to you.
Thank you, Fatima. We start by telling you that more than 300 investors are showing interest in 42 bankable deals at the ongoing Africa Investment Forum virtual boardroom sessions. President of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, says the deals have a combined value of $58 billion across all sectors of the economy.
They include a $15.6 billion transport corridor highway that will link Lagos to Cotonou, Lomé, Accra, and of course, Abuja.
And while government is working to address the challenge of energy in the country, stakeholders have continued to prefer solutions. The latest is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Etta Enang. He is of the view that the setting up of refinery parks for local refiners to ply their trade is an option.
Third,
that NNPC or whoever owns crude should either allocate the crude to each of these domestic refiners so that they can refine and then supply to the market and pay for the crude.
And now to the markets. The NGX on the Nigerian stock market closed Wednesday on a positive note amid sell-offs and buy interest as the benchmark all-share index appreciated by 0.05%. The ASI advanced to 47,287.09 basis points as market capitalization inched up to 25.526 trillion naira. 145.8 million shares exchanged hands by investors in 4,113 deals, valued at 2.5 billion naira. The financial services sector led the activity chart with UBA, Access and Zenith Banks topping in volume and value. That is a business news. Fatih, you can take it from here.
I'll sure take it from there. Thank you so much, Benny, for the business package. Now, creating awareness on effective spectrum monitoring remains fundamental as it will further enlighten Nigerians and enable the country yield maximum benefits from this important national asset. This was reiterated at a two-day awareness program in Lagos for stakeholders by the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. Amaka Owo reports.
This is a gathering of stakeholders from information and communications technology industry, ICT, as well as representatives of government under the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, whose objective is to provide the needed information on how to use spectrum optimally as an essential infrastructure for stimulating economic growth and social development of the nation.
We have been playing a very great role in the management of the spectrum, particularly for the 5G rollout.
Various speakers made presentations on how to effectively harness the radio frequency spectrum, a resource which they say is of great value to the nation.
Spectrum also generates some money for the nation, and this money goes to the federation account and is shared by the 3 tiers of government.
We want to discourage those who believe they can use telecom equipment to commit fraudulent activities, that the road is not getting closed for them.
The license is annually, so this is to protect abuse of the spectrum.
Radio frequency spectrum has direct application in telecommunications, broadcasting, military, and scientific research. This necessitates need for equitable and fair allocation of spectrum to benefit maximum number of users.
We go about monitoring to know the people that are using the spectrum, or the companies, organizations that are using, so that the people that are duly licensed will not suffer from unnecessary interference.
National Frequency Management Council is chaired by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. It is the body with the mandate of issuing licenses and monitoring of spectrum in accordance with regulated guiding principles. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
And from Lagos, we head to Kano, where with trillions of naira potential contribution to the nation's economy, the federal government is working towards harnessing the gains of e-commerce by preparing the players to take full advantage of the sector. Against this backdrop, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment organized a sensitization forum in Kano, the commercial hub of northern Nigeria. Aminu Umar reports.
Records have shown that e-spending in Nigeria has risen to $13 billion and is expected to grow to about $75 billion by 2025, with prospects of recording more gains. The participants in this sensitization are here to be better informed on how best to be active players in harnessing the potential of this trillion naira sector.
Actually, we have gained a lot of knowledge here on how to transact business between us and other partners elsewhere in the world.
It's really a great opportunity to have this capacity building and sensitization on how to move our business forward.
The tripartite effort of government agencies and ministries, which is in line with federal government economic diversification policy and the policy on digital economy, is working towards making Nigeria a better place for e-commerce to flourish.
You find that e-commerce has been acceptable. You know, it is reliable, it is dependable platform. It is also an implementable kind of structure, platform, so to speak, and also it's something that can be sustainable.
I commend my ministry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, for organizing this workshop with a view to enlighten the Kano community, so the Kano community will join the International Business Forum in order to bring foreign exchange into our economy. So we are going to develop regulations to guide the use, the implementation, and everything that has to do with e-commerce. And how do we do that? Stakeholder engagement, involving everybody that is in the space.
The sensitization features paper presentations from resource persons aimed at preparing the participants who will further cascade the knowledge acquired. In Kano, Aminu Umar, NTA News.
After several failed attempts in the last 26 years to connect Gulani local government area in Yobe State to the national grid, residents of the community are now hopeful that the ongoing electrification project by the federal government will come to fruition. The project, which has reached 90% completion, is aimed at strengthening the people who returned to their ancestral homes following their displacement at the peak of Boko Haram insurgency. Yunusa Suleiman has that.
It's the only local government area in Yobe State without electricity since its creation in 1996. However, this narrative is about to be changed with the ongoing electrification project in the area.
For more than 26 years, the people of Gulani in Yobe State have been yearning for electricity in their locality, as demonstrated by the placards during one of the visits to the area of Governor Malabuni that earned them the governor's attention, who, out of compassion, pledged to facilitate the electrification project abandoned long ago. This commitment is not far from becoming a reality, as erected concrete poles with cables are being connected to the 33 kVA transmission line located in Buniadi, passing through Bunigari in Gujba local government area, along the line linking many communities in Gulani local government area. Already, electrical transformers have been installed, with earthing against lightning also in the finishing touches in all the affected communities. With this development, people like Jibril Muhammad, Ibrahim Suleiman, and Muhammad Umar Bara will soon drastically reduce our dependence on alternative power source.
I'd like to show my absolute and sincere gratitude to our great leader, President Muhammad Buhari, and His Excellency Mai Malabuni on their efforts for generating electricity in our local government.
In addition to stimulating local businesses in the area, it is believed that connecting the 26-year-old council area to the national grid will give residents the impetus to effectively contribute in the post-insurgency recovery drive.
No electricity here. So Buhari time, we're now seeing preparation of electricity.
Still, we are soliciting for His Excellency some of the ward. So we want him to connect them with the national grid.
NTA news crew stumbled across a large gathering of Islamic clerics in Baratown, fervently praying for a permanent solution to all forms of insecurity in the local government, the state, and the country in general. From Bara, the headquarters of Gulani local government area of the state, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA.
Sharing news from there, I must say. Owing to the war between Ukraine and Russia, some weeks ago, the federal government began evacuation of Nigerians as well as students stuck in Ukraine. For some students studying in Ukraine, their institutions have to revert to online lessons. This is to ensure teaching and learning continue. Alain Kaujo in this report had an interaction with some of the students.
Before the outbreak of COVID-19, the world never understood the importance of the digital space. Anyway, thanks to the pandemic, as it has changed the way things are done globally. Most organizations, particularly those in education sectors, have been capitalizing on online lessons.
Anywhere now, we don't consider it as valuable.
The most recent global issue that calls for concern is the Russia-Ukraine war affecting most countries of the world, particularly Africans studying in Ukraine. And because of the fear of the unknown, most economies with citizens in the country began the evacuation of its citizens. Thanks to all well-meaning individuals who contributed in no small measure to the safe return of Nigerians in Ukraine. Even though most of the people affected are students studying in different tertiary institutions of higher learning, one will wonder, when will they complete their academic pursuit? Farida Abimbola and Yewande Adekunle are both medical students studying in Ukraine. They are among the returnees. As students, they are lucky to be attending an institution that's run online classes.
Teachers were able to present what they need to present to us and just give us the tasks we need to do, and everything in general was quite okay. Well, comparing studying online and studying online here is quite different.
That notwithstanding, some challenges still persist.
Today, for example, I had pharmacology. I was in class for not up to 20 minutes and my data starts acting up. Do you know when I was able to join again later? I joined class by 10:12. When does class end? 10:30. So what did I come to class to do?
Light issues, even currently now that we're back, we're hearing a lot of, there's not going to be light on some days. And then with the fuel scarcity again, who is going to be trying to get petrol to turn on their gens? It's just going to be very difficult.
They, however, appeal to government and well-meaning individuals to put in place necessary infrastructure to enable them complete their academic pursuits. You're not going to know that what you're doing is suffering. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Well, thank you, Olayinka. Another breather beckons, but hang in there because more reports will come your way from the News Extra stable. See you in just a moment.
Since 1971, Nigeria's foremost human capital development institution, the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, has been at the forefront of equipping Nigerians with skills for national growth. Today's ITF has repositioned and refocused its programs, forging new partnerships locally and internationally to effectively deliver on its mandate. With 37 area offices and 5 industrial skills training centers across the country, ITF is pushing to reduce unemployment by providing relevant technical and vocational skills for employability and entrepreneurship in diverse trades and crafts. Whether you're a public or private organization seeking to improve the skills of your personnel or an individual looking to acquire skills that will increase your chances of employment or even to help start your own business, today's ITF has a program for you. Speak to us today. Contact our area offices nationwide or visit our website www.itf.gov.ng. ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
The judges for Nigerian Idol Season 7 are ready. The stage is set, and now it's time for you to impress.
Nigerian Idol Season 7, showing every Sunday on Africa Magic Urban and Family. Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks, Nigeria's favorite, and Binance. Exchange the world.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
You're welcome. Coalition of Northern States Students Progressives Forum has advised youths to be actively involved in the country's leadership recruitment process by ensuring that they get their permanent voter cards ahead of 2023 elections. This was emphasized at the annual coalition's lecture in Dutse, Jigawa State. Awal Mohammed Kazauri reports.
With the theme Optimizing the Nigeria State, the role of Nigerian youth, speakers dwelt on the topic, the choice of a leader in a chaotic political climate, advising youth to acquire the requisite instrument that will allow them to exercise their franchise.
You know, what the MAM narratives is about telling lies against the opponents. It's for us to, drive our arguments on the basis of sincerity and, logical, ideas.
The youth, even though they want to elect credible leaders that will deliver dividends of democracy, they need to have their permanent voters card, because without the PVC, how can you elect leaders of your choice? And secondly, the youth must engage in the political process. By shying away from the political process, that means they will not be involved in election the leaders that will represent them at the ballot papers.
Chairman of the Students Progressive Forum, Muhammad Abbas, says Nigeria is facing numerous challenges that require the input of all, including Nigerian students.
This coalition of 19 Northern States Student Union forums gathered here will discuss on how to find solutions to problems that are bedeviling the education sector in Nigeria.
The Students' Union presented an award to the chairman of PDP Governors Forum and governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, whom they describe as a youth-friendly governor.
So this award is not only an award, but we took it personally as a challenge.
Over 500 students from the 19 northern states tertiary institutions attended the lecture. From Dutse, Awal Muhammad, NTA News.
From Dutse to Lagos, from a period where strong nations prey on the weak, enjoying raw political and military dominance, the world has evolved into an era of interdependence where true strength is now drawn from holding one another's hands as partners in development. This is the spirit behind the Commonwealth, where shared political heritage is now a platform to drive shared goals among member nations. Adine Taiwo tells us more.
In 1931, the Commonwealth of Nations, now simply known as the Commonwealth, has about 54 member nations and about 2.5 billion population. Over the years, it has emerged as a platform for member nations to come together and recommit to their unity while forging a common front against global challenges. Lively atmosphere, different national colors, interplay of cultures, and warm embrace across international borders. These and more are the diplomatic contact points celebrated by the Commonwealth as it seeks to nourish and sustain relationships among member nations on the bloc in search of answers to developmental challenges.
What binds the Commonwealth together is our values, our approach to these issues based on human rights. I think the more we can work together to try and resolve those issues, the more we can work together to try and build understanding. That's what we need to do.
For member nations who are former British colonies drawn from Africa, Asia, Americas, and the Pacific, delivering a better future together requires constant peer reviews, mutual respect, and better collaboration.
Everybody knows that the rule of law, governance, human rights are the basics in which each state is being formed. Now, where the Commonwealth comes in, it's just to reiterate, to show how important it is.
Driving towards the perfection. So that is my advice to everybody, may it be country, or may it be individual, or may it be any organization. One has to do continuous attempt to see that you are nearing or you are going near the perfection. And I must say that yes, Nigeria is also on the very good path, and I have no doubt that very soon, we know every process takes time.
With over 200 million population, Nigeria is a strong member of the bloc with a lot of leverage.
I want to see us, becoming developed. We all have to interact with one another. We have to transfer technology. Each state must move away from that peripheral nature of underdevelopment to becoming a developed state.
This year's Commonwealth Day coincides with the Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II as the sovereign of the family of nations. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Up next, sports update with Kena Ima Abduki.
FIFA has approved Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi to host the first leg match of the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifier between Black Stars of Ghana and Super Eagles of Nigeria, March 25, 2022. The Baba Yara Stadium Kumasi replaces Cape Coast Stadium, which was originally scheduled to host the match. As final touches are being put to the main bowl of Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, for the Nigeria-Ghana-Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup second leg clash, come March 29, Youth and Sports Development Minister Sanda Dare assures on federal government's readiness to support Super Eagles' quest for a ticket to the Mondial.
We have our hands on deck. People have been assigned responsibilities. We thank Mr. President for giving us the resources that we need. He has graciously approved some monies for the improvement of what we need to do. The reserve bench, one of the most modern, will come in the next 1 week or so.
9 Nigerian weightlifters made up of 7 women and 2 men have qualified for the 2022 Commonwealth Games weightlifting event billed for July in Birmingham, England. Their qualifications were confirmed in the March 1st, 2022 International Weightlifting Federation IWF ranking, where Adijat Olarioye was ranked first in the 55 kilograms women's category, while Stella Kingsley was ranked second in the 49 kilograms. In the main category, Joseph Edidion was ranked third in the 67 kilograms, while Emmanuel Appa was ranked fifth in 61 kilograms. That's sports update. I am Kenen Ima Aborike, NTA News.
The death has been announced of Iyom Caroline Chiwendu Amalu of Urunevo village, Enugu, in Jokoka, local government area of Anambra State. She was aged 87. A statement by Chief Theodore Onyekwelu Omalu indicates that the deceased was a pioneer social and community leader who trained young women in tailoring and home management activities in different towns where she lived. A vigil mass will be held in her compound at 90 Aguku Nyiri Road, Adagbe, Avumimi, Enugu on Thursday by 5 o'clock in the evening, while her remains will be laid to rest on Friday, March 18, after a requiem mass at St. Francis Catholic Church in Enugu at 10 a.m. We earlier told you that President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed sincere regrets for the inconvenience caused to citizens of the country following a prolonged shortage of petroleum products, something that the administration has successfully averted in its 7 years in office. The president, in a statement, said the administration knows that the fuel shortage has placed a strain on Nigerian citizens and businesses, but government is working around the clock together with the major oil and independent petroleum marketers to address the issue. The international energy markets, he said, have surged drastically in recent months, but the government will ensure consumers are protected against these price spikes. He directed the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, the Regulatory Authority, the NNPC, and the entire security apparatus of the nation to take strong action against people that are not behaving properly at the depots and among owners of petrol stations. On the issue of electricity blackouts being experienced across the nation, the president explained that a dip in hydroelectric generation due to seasonal pressures has coincided with technical and supply problems at terminal stations. President Buhari said government is also working tirelessly to resolve the issue to guarantee sufficient power flows into the national grid. Low gas power generation as a result of sabotage of gas pipelines leading to shutdown of power plants and ongoing routine maintenance on other gas power plants are being handled to recover over 1,000 megawatts. Actions were agreed upon between players in the Nigeria electricity supply industry and which have already ensured the restoration to the grid of 375 megawatts. The president shows that government attention to these problems will bear fruits very soon. And with that, we conclude News Extra for tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But before we go, remember to connect with the NTA and stand against rape and rapists. I am Fatima Umar Bubam. Do enjoy the rest of your night. And please, stay safe.